Howdy, lieutenants and economists.
The most volatile, evil, disgusting things on the planet, humans. If you have a video request, you can always go to assholeconsulting.com.
Yeah, I am gonna charge you, kids. And that is the importance of not fucking up.
You are such an asshole!
Whoa. Well. Eddie Murphy. Celebrity Hop Top Party. Saturday Night Live. Dear Mr. Clary, please keep me and my friend anonymous. I would like to request a video response for this inquiry. I am a 24-year-old female living in the Bay Area. I discovered your YouTube channel and your book Worthless as I was graduating from college last year, and it changed my life. Good, I hope for the better. I did graduate with a Bachelor of Science in Economics. It didn't. It failed you. It failed. Why did you major in economics? But I'm taking steps to fix this by currently taking a programming boot camp while working full-time. Outstanding. There you go. I still have a long way to go, but thank you for helping us out with our stupidity. Well, that's no problem. I am more than happy to point out other people's stupidity for money anytime, which is my job. The last true great American entrepreneur. What did he do? He made billions teaching, yelling at people for their stupidity and getting paid for it. Oh. This request is for my best friend. I plan to show her this video when she graduates from her master's this December. She finished college with a BA in Global Studies, completely worthless, and for the last year and a half she's been doing a master's in International Studies, also completely worthless. She's always been a person who doesn't like to face reality, and she even admits to continuing school because she doesn't know what to do with her life. At I can only imagine, which is what, $50,000 a year? Maybe more if you include living expenses. That is not intelligent. That's damaging to her future. And let me guess, she believes that the taxpayer should just bail her out of her. Really, where I want to see where independent thought. No doubt, we took critical thinking and critical theory. Where's the education? Where's the display and the proof of intelligence in critical thinking here? See, the reason I'm being so mean and saying mean and just true is because no one's kicked her ass yet. Everyone's been nice. This nice shit doesn't work. I don't know if you'd noticed the millennials having their asses pampered. Just what a fucking broken generation. A completely incompetent, well, not completely, there are some good ones in there. But just in terms of, you're broken. You won't even listen to reason or evidence. And you've now crippled yourself with so much debt and worthless degree and not toxic theories or toxic thoughts. It's not that. It's crippling thoughts. 6 years in international global studies? What mind-numbing malarkey do they come up with to pack 6 years worth of that shit in? I'm sure there's some international affairs and maybe some cultural studies or, major cultures of the world. And here's their methods and techniques and different thoughts, and we have but 6 years? It gets worse. This past semester she started to realize that her current program is a complete waste of time. Alright, the critical thinking finally kicked in after 5.5 years. She's been taking classes that focuses on leftist ideology. That's the thoughts I'm telling you about that incapacitates you. It's other people's fault. You never pick up on your own. She hasn't started on her thesis yet because she has no idea what to write about and has distracted herself from the work that is ahead of her. Well, you might as well get your master's there, sweetheart, because at least you can teach. You can teach the same regurgitated slop you were taught by other people and charge them $50,000. I mean, really, that's your only choice. The thing that bothers me the most is she won't have a conversation with her family about all of this because they're extremely proud of her for doing her master's. Or her family is a fucking group of idiots. A group of morons. And that there's no other way to describe it. If you are you're also a lazy parent and a failure of a parent if you have sent your children down this route, crippling them with debt to major something this painfully and obviously stupid. I'm shocked even to this day, 2/3 of the kids, their parents are still... Kids, in my day, you could study whatever the hell you wanted because you were paying for it. Now the parents, they send their, quote, kids, they're adults, they send their kids off to college. And they don't warn these kids about it, they don't tell them. And I'm sick and tired of this, well, we didn't know. Don't tell me that. Deep down inside, you all knew. Your best friend, nice girl I'm sure, chose global studies because she was lazy and didn't want to do math. That's what it boiled down to. That's what it always boils down to. People choose the liberal arts and the humanities because they don't want to work hard. They don't want to do engineering. They don't want to do calculus. They don't want to do accounting. They don't want to do the trades. And what the ultimate punishment is for their laziness, and my good friend Atham told me that his dad said it, lazy people work twice as hard. She had to go get a master's degree. Now she's going to have to go back to school for some. You had to. Let's point out, you did the same thing. You majored in economics, a very stupid degree, although I will admit that it's very interesting. And what did you have to do? Now you're busting your ass off in programming boot camp. You had to put in twice the calories of energy, spending twice the amount on tuition to have the same amount of results. And if you keep doubling down on stupid shit like your friend does, well, you're never going to get out of it. You didn't double down on stupid shit. You ain't got a degree or certification in programming boot camp. Now she's finally realizing it. And now, again, her laziness shines through. She's distracting herself from the work that is ahead of her. Lady, to make any of this count, to have any salvation, to get your master's so you can at least apply for some crappy adjunct part-time teaching job, of which you need a master's degree, you have to finish your thesis. And don't tell me you don't have an idea what thesis to write. You have 6 years of reading mind-numbing leftist bullshit, completely fabricated pablum in the liberal arts. Don't tell me you can't pull out a 40 or 50-page thesis fresh out of your ass, simply spewing Marxist talking points and how white people are evil and men should be, not ramshackled, but castrated. Don't tell me there's not a whole slew of but pablum. You could just, cross-sectionality, you could borrow from this field and that field, and you come to cross-sectionality, oh my God. You gotta write it. You gotta write it. I don't think the standards are gonna be that high. I really don't. It's not like you gotta write, Steinbeck or anything like that. Quite the opposite. I'm sure if you read through most of the master's thesis studies in international studies, they're all bullshit. And they don't say a damn thing. And her folks extremely proud. I'm sorry, her folks have failed her, completely failed her. I worry for her constantly. There's been times when I try to suggest reflecting on her decisions, but I think she needs to hear it from you. Well, she's not going to hear it from me. The real world is about to rain a motherfucking hell on her. The party is about to end, dearie. Those government checks coming in to pay for your food, clothing, and shelter as long as you're in school, it's over. Unless you go get your doctorate, in which case you'll be $250,000 in debt with the exact same worthless piece of shit degree. But then you can become a real professor and maybe make $40,000 a year. Oh, that'll go far in San Francisco, won't it? She's not going to hear from me. The real world. Read the article in The Guardian about adjunct professors resorting to prostitution. Read that. Maybe that'll give her the real. That's what's coming for her. That's what's going to tell her the truth. She's not going to listen to me. She's been brainwashed to hate people like me and not listen to me. And I'm evil and racist and bigoted. Those people who tell the truth. Oh, us evil people. I tried to warn people with a book 8 years ago, warning people about worthless degree. Well, you read the book. Where were you guys? Were you listening to your teachers about Marxist indoctrination, how you're entitled to everything in the world? And here was this bit of truth. It's very cheap. It was $12.95 paperback. I think $6 Kindle. Don't you motherfucking wish you read that now. This is why I say my books provide thousands% of rates of return. That's the ROI on my book. They don't pay dividends, but they save you from making $100,000, $200,000 mistakes. So maybe this, slap across the face type of wake the fuck up advice will help. Oh, I'm not doing nice. I'm not saying, sweetheart, honey. Her parents have been doing that since she's been born. You seem like too nice a girl yourself, and you try to reason with it. No. Some people need to be slapped right across the face, and even that's not going to do it. And that's why I don't think I'm going to do it. I'm not going to do it. But 10 years poverty and her student loan debt's growing and growing and not being forgiven in bankruptcy, that's what's going to teach her. And how the whole world no longer gives a shit. This isn't like you get an A because you said, I think Marx was really intellectual in this thing with the way he thought of the proletariat and blah, 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 blah. And she's going to work as a barista. And though she'll be lost in the desert for several years, like, oh, why am I not? Oh. And then it depends on how easily brainwashed she was. Like, oh, is it really the white man that's holding you down? Or was it you were a lazy fuck who didn't want to do calculus? And then we're flooded with peace studies majors or sociology majors or English majors in an English-speaking country still trying to figure that one out. So it's nice that you worry for her constantly. But, okay, I'll just read through the rest and I'll tell you my unfortunate conclusion. I notice her family trying to push her to become a teacher. Of course, because she's such a competent adult, she should pass on her wisdom to little kids, right? That makes sense. On her, and she's starting to consider it because she has no plans after graduation. Well, I said that's the only thing. Those who can't do, teach. You're going to have to become. I would recommend you go teach in the college level. Get your master's so you can teach there. Now, look, you're gonna triple down on something. Don't complain because there's so many education majors that your degree isn't paying that much. When you get yourself your education certification, and you go in there with the remaining 20 million girls this year who majored in education. Yeah, why am I only making $42,000? It's the evil white man. And she's starting to consider because she has no plans after graduation. She never thought about her degree choices, and I predict a very rough transition once she's out of school. You know what's funny? Did she ever work a real job? Because I'll tell you this, teaching isn't a real job, but if I had a nickel for every time I heard the story about, so you always got to do your student teaching, like you're a student, you got to go and sit, and then they do it and they can't handle it. It's like, you can't handle a bunch of 8-year-olds and teach them their ABCs? What do you mean? Because it's like the first real job. They've a quasi job. Show up on time. Yes, you're tired. Oh, you got to come up with a lesson plan. Holy shit. We work so hard. No, you don't. Not until you've shoveled shit. You don't until you've shoveled manure or you've, thrown up peat moss bags. You've done actual physical labor there. Oh, you liberal arts man, you haven't worked shit. So now she's going to go, she'll probably fail that too. And once she's out of school, I plan to give her your book, Worthless. It's kind of too late for that, don't you think? But I'm afraid she won't read it, and that's why I'm requesting a video request. She probably hasn't made it this far. Can you give my friend a reality check for when she graduates? Warm regards, and I won't mention your name. Okay, I think I already have given her a reality check. However, she didn't listen to reason. She doesn't even listen to herself. She is sold the sweet lies by her parents and her teachers, so she's going to choose that deep down inside consciously. She doesn't want to listen to me. She also doesn't want to listen to you. Doesn't mean she doesn't like you. She just doesn't want to face the truth. She's not strong. She's not courageous. She doesn't have a spine. But I bet you she's been told she's a strong, independent woman the entire time. And the lies that academia and the school is telling her about how it's not going to be her fault and how she should be entitled to education, even though we subsidized her with our own labor and paid the taxes for it. She is going to go the weaker route. She's going to go the route of the weakling, and she is never going to get her shit together because it's too easy and there are too many enablers in her life. Give up drugs and go through withdrawal, or just get a perpetual hit. I mean, you want to see where it's go to San Francisco, where you are in San Francisco, go to Seattle, where they have needle programs, and they will give you heroin. Instead of getting people off the drug, they just give you the drug. Well, so you vote for them and you like them. And that's easy, but then look at them. Have you seen the homeless and the drug addicts and the heroin addicts? They don't live in the real world. Now, your friend is going to go through something similar. She'll dye her hair purple if she hasn't already. She'll go work at some crappy job. She's going to go get some grant money. She's going to maybe work at the local college. She'll teach one class per semester because there's a million of her applying to teach the exact same position. She'll get paid her $18 an hour, and there will be an entire world of politicians, nonprofits, NGOs, education, and her parents who are going to say it's not your fault. You worked hard, honey. Oh, it's just injustice. When you can come up with very convoluted and complex explanations, reasons, and rationalizations that involve oppression and sexism and the wage gap and George W. Bush and Donald Trump, and when all it is like you were too damn lazy to do math. That's really what it boils down to. Maybe that simplicity will wake her up a little bit and she won't piss away the remaining 2/3 of her life. And I think maybe that's the only way to get through to her is that, sweetheart, you've already wasted the first third of your life. Most of your youth is gone. Do you want to waste the remaining 2/3 of your finite life on this planet? I mean, gone. Speck of dust. Universe don't care. Do you want to be the angry, pissed off 68-year-old woman who has like still student loans, lives with her cats, no guy wanted to marry her or have anything to do with her because she was a complete, huge financial liability, not to mention an annoying leftist, feminist pain in the ass? Or do you want to like turn it around? Do you want to get off the drug of the liberal arts? And do you want to go grow up in the real world with a bunch of us real adults where we work real jobs and produce things of value that people willingly pay for? So, that's my best argument to your friend. Hopefully that jump starts her and wakes her up a little bit. I doubt it because I don't have the resources of trillions of dollars a year. Well, not trillions, but $1 trillion a year. That's what we spend on education in this country, K through college, admittedly. I don't have those type of resources or the infrastructure or the personnel to tell constant lies to little boys and girls about how wonderful they are and they're entitled to everything. Oh my God, just big hugs. Give me like, oh, here's your A+, and oh my God. And then please pay me $300 a credit in tuition. Okay, I love you. And they don't remember your name 2 years later. So that's what I can offer. What I think you need to do, dear, is you need to learn a lesson. It took the old captain quite some time to learn, but it's going to help you out a lot more. You can't help people. You cannot help people. Only people can help themselves. Point it out, make your argument. We can't. Not until that person decides that they're not going to fuck up their lives anymore. They're going to start living in the real world. They're going to hit the gym. They're going to give up booze. They're going to give up drugs. Not until they decide that. Are you going to... I don't think you could even help them in. Then they've decided, and then they'll either commit to it or they won't. The only thing you do, worrying a lot, is harm yourself. And it's not to say I don't have pity or sadness for some of my friends. You know, every once in a while I'll get a email from a client. I'm like, what the hell? And they fucked up their life. And I feel bad, but it's I can't help it. It's too late for that. All you can do is focus on you. And maybe you could lead by example. Just say, oh yeah, you started this programming boot camp. And, you know, drop hints, suggest ideas. But I would not waste too much more time, and I certainly wouldn't feel bad about yourself. You've already done more than the vast majority of 20-something people, let alone in California, do for their friends. You were a true friend. You tried to do what was in the best interest of your friend. But if they don't listen, you're just banging your head against the wall. And, you know, life is a little too short to bang your head against the wall. So that's a skill to learn down the road as you see your friends fuck up. And it's hard to do, but you have to learn it because it's not that it won't hurt you a little bit. You feel sad about your friends, or you just shake your head, or there's some remorse, but you won't waste your energy and time fretting over it. You just solemnly accept that fate. So there you go. That is hopefully how your friend can recover from a liberal arts degree. But I don't think she has the wherewithal, the work ethic, or the desire to. Those sweet lies, how they're just going to get bailed out, and then, you know, and Bernie Sanders will get elected next year, and and that's another thing. I can't wait for people to get bailed out, because that will be going on your credit score. And you may not like this, most people aren't going to hire you then. If you screwed over the American tax, like bankers, you think people like working with bankers? All right, that's it. You guys got questions, go to AsselConsulting.com, where I think I'm the only purveyor of truth at times. Maybe I only am. I don't think there's any other truth consultancies out there. If you don't want to spend $150,000 in tuition you can't afford, and all of your youth in a worthless degree, maybe you should buy the book Worthless. If you have a friend, don't wait till they're about to get their master's degree in bullshit studies. Give them the book their freshman year of high school, and this nightmare can all go away. But I know the feels. All right, we'll see you guys later. Toodles.